Good morning, everybody. My name is Lauren Reese, and today I am with the 2021 Fall Play cast of Clue. Everyone can say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to our panel. So before we get into the show and talk about the details, I would like to introduce Ms. Riccardi, who is our amazing theater director. You could say a little bit about your role in the show as well as why you chose Clue.
Well, I am the director, we are so excited to do Clue. I know I'm dating myself, but I was 15 years old back in 1985 when Clue debuted on the film screen, and it was just such a wonderful script, characters, comedy at its best, and I was so intrigued when they decided to turn that screenplay into something that could happen on a live theater stage. And when I read the script, I fell in love with it. It is definitely in homage to the film, and was so excited to do it. Looked at it last year, but decided that with the pandemic and COVID, it wasn't the right time to do it with all the physicality that the show demands of its actors and the staging, and thought this was the perfect year to do it with the incredible talent that you see on this stage right now. So we're having a blast.
Definitely.
Very
Perfect.
blast.
All right. So everybody can say their names as well as what grade they're in, as well as what part they have. So you can kick it off.
I'm Evan Worrell. I'm a junior, and I'm playing Wadsworth.
I'm Jessica Way. I'm a senior, and I'm playing Mrs. White. I'm Felicity Schmidt. I'm a senior, and I'm playing Yvette.
I'm Kevin Colarusso. I'm a senior, and I play Professor Plum.
I'm Kyle Cairns. I'm a senior, and I'm playing the chief of police.
I'm Ben Smith. I'm a junior, and I'm playing Mr. Body.
I'm Veronica Pagliaro. I'm a senior, and I'm playing Miss Scarlet.
And I'm Trevor Ranzan. I'm a junior, and I play Colonel Mustard.
Okay, so who would like to take on an explanation of the plot, spoiler-free?
Got you.
I was looking at you.
Don't worry, I got
You got this. You got
for
this.
it. All right.
Basically, it's a dark and stormy night. You as the audience have been invited to a dinner party where we follow Colonel Mustard, Miss Scarlet, Professor Plum, Yvette, Mrs. White, Wadsworth, and Mr. Green as we try to find out who is spoiling our great night.
That was pretty good. Nice job.
That was good.
Thank you.
All right, so today marks 1 week until opening night. Crazy enough. Get some shitters. So, what has been everybody's favorite part of the rehearsal process now that we have been 6 weeks into this show?
That's a very good question.
Well, I'll start because I am having the most fun right now because all of the scripts are out of their hands and the show is really coming together, and we're working pace and comic timing and dealing with all the incredible sound cues and light cues and props that we have to use in this show and scene changes, and it's so wonderful to see the story truly clicking with everyone, and new things are happening in rehearsal every day, and each moment just going into what's going to make opening night so special. So that's right now is actually my favorite part.
Yeah.
As stressful as it can be, knowing we're a week away, it's also so exciting. You know?
I agree. Now that we're getting props into our hands and we're able to, as Ms. Riccardi said, work without scripts, it's just so much fun to get into that character more and to just develop our characters, and I can't wait till next week we can get into costumes and everything. The costumes are so fun.
Yep.
Yeah, nice job. So in the past couple of years, I'm going to be honest, we haven't really done a comedic type of show. We've been doing more serious and still has some comedy, but not as a genuinely comedy show. What has been different about rehearsing this type of show compared to shows in the past that you guys have done? Anybody can take on that question.
Well, I mean, it's a lot more fun doing this type of show, and it's just like while you do enjoy doing the other kinds of shows, like the serious ones, I think the rehearsal process just feels a lot more fun when you're doing one that like this that has a whole bunch of jokes and stuff in it. So.
Yeah. There's also a bigger spectrum to have fun with it, with the comedy, and you can have more fun. And with the serious, the fun's dialed down.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to do a comedic show for once.
Yeah.
We've been having a lot of laughs, to say the least.
Definitely.
Having plenty of laughs.
Yes.
So, avoiding spoilers as much as possible, how has each character challenged you physically, as a whole, and everything along the lines of that?
Well, for me specifically, I mean the accent obviously, and I know Evan also. It's kind of hard to.
But you can say a little bit about your character, because
Sorry.
people might not know you guys.
My character is the maid, and she's French, and she, has a French accent, and it's hard to do, but it's also fun, and like it's a bit of a challenge to like speak clearly and like still like get the point across to the audience, but like genuinely do that accent.
Yeah, you have an accent as well.
I do have an accent. I have a British dialect.
Yeah.
Yes, that was, as soon as I found out that I would be having to do a British dialect, that was fun. I think it wasn't my first thought, wasn't like, oh no, I'm gonna have to do a British dialect. It was, I'm gonna get to do a British dialect.
Yeah.
Like, it's fun, and there's a lot of lines that I have to say, but each one, I feel every time we do it, I get solid and more solid with it each time that we do, and I think that's the best part.
You guys have been working really hard, too. If anybody else wants to chime in?
It's also been,
Yeah.
well, we have to think about time period and how we walk around and act. All rehearsal, since day one, we've been like posture, posture, posture. We have to keep in mind where we are and what we're doing and the importance of our characters, how we walk around, so.
Speaking of that, would everybody like to say a little bit about the characters? I know you kind of said stuff and you kind of said stuff, but Jess, would you want to kick it off and say a little bit about your character?
Mrs. White, she's a character. Definitely not like my personality at all. Everyone knows me as Jess White, very bright and bubbly. Mrs. White, she's very morbid. Comes dressed in funeral attire. She has kind of a sticky past with many, many husbands. She's definitely a dark soul.
You to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my character, Professor Plum, he's very suave and got that charming type of thing about him, and he walks with a lot of confidence, and he knows who he is. Like, he knows how he's good with the ladies, and he knows how he's
As he thinks.
He thinks he is.
Oh,
He is. He's very. Also, he thinks he's better than everyone, I think, and he acts like that every time he enters the room, and every time he has a line, he likes to hear himself talk, as Mr. Crowdy always tells me. So yeah.
Okay, so for me, my character doesn't come in until the second act, but when he comes in, he's just like barreling it. He's like, I'm here, and he's just very like big and very comedic. He has a lot of one-liners, which is like very funny. I love doing that. He's just a really funny character to play. He's just very like, I'm here now. Like,
I love the one-liners you have. They're awesome.
Yeah.
And you.
So my character, Mr. Body, is a little bit mysterious when he first comes in because he doesn't say anything, which is always interesting. But then once he comes in, he almost has sort of a presence, and he's very kind of like controlling, and like he like knows what he's doing. Like he has full body control. Like he's not a person who's questioning what he's doing. So
That's a good response. That like really sums it up.
I was really worried about the response. I was waiting for it to come to me.
Okay, so Miss Scarlet, let's say she acts like she's very Hollywood glamour, but she's not necessarily very classy. She's very sarcastic, she's got that dry sense of humor, and she's just really fun to play because she also kind of has those one-liners that just bring some comedic timing to things that are a little like serious in the moment. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Colonel Mustard, I feel like he's actually like I relate to him because he has like this like slow, like doesn't get jokes until like 5 minutes later, and it's just really fun to play. Like he just walks around like he's the boss but he's not really the boss. And
He's got good intentions.
good intentions, but bad execution.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
All right, so like Ms. Riccardi said, everybody knows that is a very classic and memorable board game, as well as the 1985 movie rendition of it. How does knowing the history of the board game / movie compare to presenting it on stage and where we're going to be in front of a live audience? Which is very exciting.
I know for my character at least, in a lot of the board games, she was actually not Mrs. White. She was the maid in the original board game, and I know in the further board games they actually got rid of her.
Yeah.
But I just found out. It's really sad. She's a female scientist. Kind of sad, but I know definitely it's nice to take my own spin on it. She was in the movie, but obviously most of the characters were in the board game, but mine was a completely different character. Which was nice because I can kind of take my own spin on it. Madeline Kahn, very famous actress. She did a great job in the movie, and it's nice to kind of see how she portrayed things, and obviously give like memorial to her with some of the famous things that she did in the movie, but also have my own spin.
I think it's nice knowing that we have the movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's just nice knowing that we have a reference point. You know, with the movie, you can watch the movie and gather ideas from it. Like, I was told in the beginning of the process, Ms. Riccardi told me, watch the movie 1,000,000 times. That's the accent you want to go for. That was the dialect, and I watched that movie 7 times.
Oh.
I've seen it so many times.
Never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It gets better every time.
True.
It's just really fun to watch a movie and know that, ooh, we're going to be able to do this in like a week on stage. And, you know, Tim Curry, who played him in the movie, is phenomenal. And I'm just hoping that I can live up to the expectations.
I was thinking the same thing, like, everybody knows the movie, well, not everybody, but most people know the movie Clue, and, like, you want to live up to people's expectations when, like, performing it on stage, but it's also fun to take your own spin on the characters and see where it goes.
Which has been fun, you know, because all of you have done that, you know, which is a wonderful thing to see. As much as we appreciate that amazing ensemble from that movie, you did pull ideas from it, but it's so wonderful to see each and every one of you find that character and put your own spin on it, like Felicity said, and that is happening right now, which is so exciting to watch. You know.
I was gonna say, going back to the board game, it's cool for people in the audience who have played the game and who will get all the small references and things like that we make in the show, where we might, you know, give a little hint back to the board game. We might have certain props that represent things from the game. So yeah.
You'll have to come to the show to find out what props he's talking about.
Yes.
So, as I said, we are a week away from opening, and as we get closer to our favorite time of the year, Tech Week, what is everybody most excited for with Tech Week, as well as just performing it again in front of an audience?
Oh, my favorite thing about Tech Week is the Tech Week dinner. Yes. It's just, the selection of foods are really good.
Wait, give a little context. Give a little context. Tech Week dinners.
Well, Tech Week dinner is like,
We eat together.
yeah, we eat together,
Yeah,
like,
true.
and it's just all fun, and yeah, Tech Week dinner, yeah, family dinner.
We spend even more time together than a normal rehearsal process. But it's also when everything comes together, which is so spectacular. And as tired as you can be, I think that feeling of being on stage with the lights and the sound cues and the costumes and the props and everything connecting, I don't think there's anything like it. It's the most incredible thing to experience before we have an audience in front of us. So.
Been a pretty quick 5.5 weeks so far. We're 5 weeks out. Yeah, we're pretty close.
In regards to the performances themselves, it's really we haven't really had a production where we were able to have a full audience and,
In a while,
take these
yeah.
masks off in maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Well, almost.
And Frank,
almost.
Frank's was the last one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes, we got a little emotional when we heard we didn't have to wear these performances. But it's really exciting that we get to have that full experience again.
Yes.
Aww, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so we've gone emotional. For the seniors, is there any last words you would like to say to underclassmen or just juniors about theater or fall drama or anything?
I know for me personally, theater has completely changed my life. Coming in as a freshman, I did the fall dramas. This will be my last one. But I was very thankful that I got to do all of them, and it was an experience I know I would definitely not change for anything. In the theater department, you find your family, and like we were just talking about Tech Week, you spend so many hours down here between classes that you have down here. Then you're here till 9:30, 10 o'clock. You eat dinner together. You're literally stuck with each other whether you want to or not. But it's an experience that it really brings you closer together. And I think that just becoming a part of that is something that's so special. And if you have the opportunity to come down and be a part of that, it's something that you definitely won't regret.
Even if it's just for like choir, like or theater class, it doesn't have to be. If performing on stage in front of an audience isn't really your thing, it's still fun to be down here and make friends and make family. It's a good experience. Yeah, I think the best part about sticking in this department for all 4 years is like the friends that you make, like everybody's saying. You make a family, so it's really nice. Stick with your people because they'll be your friends forever. I always say that theater people are the best, like ever. So stick down here as much as you can. It seems like it's hard at times, especially with Tech Week and things like that, but stick with it, and it really pays off, and it makes you a better person.
I feel like with me, the theater department has really taught me a lot about myself. Like, I now have more self-confidence leaving this department in June. I feel like a completely different person. I have a completely different group of friends now. And you kind of, like what everyone else said, find your family here, that's the big thing here. Like, we're all one big family. Even if at times, we fight once in a while, but in the end, we all come together and have a really good show together.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And also, like, just the experience of, all 4 years being here and being a senior and being able to look back on all those years and thinking about, where you come from in the beginning. If you started off as a freshman and then did the department all 4 years, did the theater program, it's cool to see how far you've come and how much you've grown and all the experience you got and, everything you learned, so it's cool.
Wow. Deep. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Performance dates for Clue are October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, all at 7 p.m. You can go online to order tickets at www.showtix4u.com/events/highpoint. Again, thank you all so much for coming out, and we hope to see you at the show. Thank you for all watching, and have a great day.
Come see Clue.